What's up, guys? It's Raging Tanker 090 here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Panzer IV D. Panzer IV D was a modification of the Panzer IV series. It also featured the 75mm L24 derp gun. Even though you see the 75mm L43 here, that is representing the Panzer F2, even though it had a different hull than this. So yeah, the Panzer IV D is tier 4. When it's stock, it's pretty much as a Panzer IV A up-tiered. Still has no armor, still has that 75mm gun, although it's not nearly as good as it was on the Panzer IV A. And it does have an increase in mobility, if I believe. When you get this thing upgraded, though, it's a very good tank. It's not quite as good as the DW2 is now that the DW2 gets the 75mm gun, but because just for the simple fact that this thing has no armor and its mobility is not that much better than the DW2. But it's still a pretty good tank. So just let's look at the statistics real quick here in the garage. It gets a 75mm KWK-40L43 with a 6.52 rounds a minute rate of fire, which is kind of bad. Average penetration is 103 on the AP and 139 on the APCR. Not that great, but pretty decent for Tier 4 standards. And the average damage on that is 160. And the high explosive also has 38mm of penetration, which is not too terrible. And that does 200 average damage. So if you get if you're facing like a really paper tank, like I think you might be able to do high explosive on something like a T-82. And you could penetrate and do pretty substantial damage. 0.42 accuracy, that's pretty terrible. With the 1.9 second aiming time, which is really good. However, the turret armor is 30, 20, and 20. Absolutely terrible. What about the whole armor? Also 30, 20, 20. That is absolute crap. Yeah, you do not want to be taking hits in this tank because they will penetrate every time unless they hit the gun mantlet. The gun mantlet can pull off some pretty troll bounces. I mean, just the last battle I played, I bounced the Su-85B off my gun mantlet, and the Su-85B has like 191mm of penetration or something like that. I'm probably getting that wrong, but whatever. The Su-85B has really high penetration on a really big gun, and it bounced off my gun mantlet. So the mobility of this thing, 440 horsepower with a just over 21 tons in weight. So that's going to get you a very, very good horsepower to ton ratio. Something like 20. It's going to be over 20 horsepower a ton. And the speed limit, 42 kilometers an hour, is pretty decent. I mean, not that great for a medium tank, but it's certainly faster than, like, the Matilda. Or I think it's faster than the M3 Lee as well. Traverse speed is 40 degrees a second, and the turret traverse speed is 44 degrees a second. It's really interesting to see where the turret traverse speed is actually faster than the track traverse speed. I almost never seen that before. I think the only case that's happened is, well, really I don't see anything that has a higher turret traverse speed than the track traverse speed. I've never seen that before in a tank. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. So yeah, I haven't gotten this to 100% crew yet, so I don't know how accurate this review will be of showing you when it has 100% crew, but my equipment loadout is pretty standard. Fire extinguisher, first aid kit, repair kit. Like I said in the past, I have thought about switching out the fire fire extinguisher for a multi kit, and then replacing the first aid kit as well with an adrenaline. My consumables, chocolate because it does not 100% crew yet, as well as protective kit. Ammunition loadout, 62 armor piercing, 10 APCR, and 3 high explosive. The only reason I load the 3 high explosive is because the high explosive penetration by tier 4 standards is pretty decent. And in case I go up against any tier 5 flak buses, that'll go right through really nicely. And then my standard 10 APCR. Equipment, gun rammer, vents, and even though it has a really good aim time, we put the enhanced gun laying drive on it because nothing else really benefits the tank a whole lot. So yeah, that is the Panzer IV D. That's the look at the statistics and what I run on it. Now let's take a look at some gameplay. Alright, so we're on Middleburg here in a Tier 5 maximum match. So like always, I'm going to tell the team to all go hill. And hopefully the team all goes hill. And if the enemy team splits up, we will be able to absolutely dominate the match. Alright, so we've got clear noobs who don't understand how to use the affirmative button. And the 2 tank destroyers completely ignored us. I don't know what the looks are trying to do. I do not want to get auto-cannoned by the looks, even though he bounced every one of his shots. You can see the .42 accuracy and work there. As I completely missed my bounce even more shots from the looks. I have no idea how I'm bouncing these. Pretty clutch shot there into the back of the looks. Nice tracking shot and does damage as well. I think someone on our team is firing high explosive there. And he's done. Right, there's a T-82 over here that I can take a shot at. So I'm going to. German accuracy at work there. And I completely missed my shot. Ooh, there's an SU-76I. Of course I bounce because his troll armor. He's firing high explosive. High explosive, I've heard, on the SU-76I is pretty effective. Getting a bit of Bofors there from the Covenanter. But he's done. Now this SU-85B is going to try his luck on me, I think. Or they're just going to both ignore me. It's fine too. Can I kill this SU-76I in one shot, please? Yes. Not quite sure what this SU-85B is thinking. He's done. Now we can just rush this M2 medium. And we get the kill. Wow, we got a Pools medal there. Except it won't count as a Pools medal. So let's see here. And that is an ace tanker, top gun, sniper, ranger, and cool-headed for us. We had one of the best games. That's truly the best game I've ever had in the Panzer IV D. I mean, I was just complaining earlier about how I did 1,400 damage in a tier 5 match, and I only got a second class badge. But then this match comes up while I'm recording, and I was giving commentary throughout, so it might have been a little difficult for me to fight the actual battle, like concentrate on it, you know. And yet, still, I managed to get this result. And I think the only tank I didn't kill was the T-82. Yeah. If I had managed to get that last bit of damage on the T-82, I would have gotten a Resonize. So that was just an awesome battle. I'm very happy with that result. And I don't know, I'm kind of really ecstatic now because I definitely did not expect that result. So yeah, you could clearly see the how capable the Panzer IV D is right there. I really have no idea why the looks were bouncing off of my turret. So because they should have like 90 millimeters of penetration, and they were definitely using the 30 millimeter autocannons. So I have no idea why that was happening. And you definitely should not expect to get that many bounces from looks in the Panzer IV D. So I probably just got really lucky there. I could have been torn to shreds really early on. But yeah, that is the Panzer IV D. And I'm clearly liking it after that result. Yeah. So this is Raging Tanker 090 signing off. And we'll see you in the next one, folks.